hot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.